Hey, what's going on, everybody? TJ here, and I'm with my amazing, beautiful girlfriend, Tori.
Hi.
And we are doing summary of the second part of Mentorship by Millionaire. So, I have my notes here, and what it says was pretty much it was referring to everybody having a very nice Porsche to drive, right? And all these wealthy people are driving this very nice Porsche. Our goal is to have that same vehicle that all these wealthy people are driving, right? And it talks about how great people like Thomas Edison had a lot of struggles while they were growing up and achieved greatness. It says that the Porsche comes programmed for only 30 miles an hour, but it's up to us to reprogram this Porsche so that it can go at much faster speeds. Right? And what he's trying to refer to is your mindset, right? He says that mindset, attitude, and activity are three very key things that we're going to be going over in this course. And the first one being mindset. So he used an example of a supercomputer, right? How it's only able to process things one at a time. It may be able to process things like a billion times in a second. However, it's linear. It can only be one at a time, where the human mind is able to process things at a much faster rate. We have a very powerful brain, and that is something that we've been given from God. And we have to acknowledge that and understand that this is something that is very powerful, and it's not meant to be mediocre. So what we have to do is we have to adjust our mindset so that we can achieve the greatness because we have the proper tool. Right? It was saying that your brain is like the hardware and you have phenomenal hardware. It's just up to us to upgrade the software. Let's see what else I was just talking about, checking out the notes. Cool. So I talked to you guys about an exercise in the last video, and this was the exercise from this chapter. It was talking about how to improve your memory. So he was telling a story about a man who was able to walk into a room and remember 500 people's names off of the first contact. And that's a very tough feat to do. So he asked, how many people think that they could do that? And a lot of people said that they couldn't, right? It's because we feel that we don't have that capability. So he asked, well, what about 15 words? If they had nothing to do with each other, if he gave you a list of 15 words, would you be able to remember it within a few minutes and recite it back to them in order? And some people were like, yeah, we could do that. And he's like, well, what about 6 months from now? And nobody was able to raise their hand because they firmly believed that they couldn't do it. So he taught this exercise of how to remember things. All right, so Tori is going to help us do this exercise. All right, so look at a blank spot on the wall, okay?
Okay.
And do this at home. Follow along with this. This is going to help your memory. All right, look at this wall.
All right.
And I want you to imagine a big yellow fish comes bursting out through that wall.
Okay.
All right, it comes bursting out. It's a huge, big yellow fish, right? And it opens its mouth, and a few bubbles come out of its mouth. All right?
Mm-hmm.
And in one of those bubbles is Bill Clinton.
Okay.
And he's looking at you, and he reaches into his pocket, and he pulls out a handful of red marbles.
Okay.
All right? And he throws them on the floor, and they scatter around a bit, but then they form into a perfect star. And you look over at that star, and in that star is Walmart. So you think, you know, I can do some shopping right now. I got a few things that I need to grab. So you go into Walmart. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Once you go into Walmart, you open the doors, and the walls are lined with bags and bags of Fritos.
Okay.
All right? So you think, you know, I'm a little hungry. I could use a snack right now. So you go over, you grab a bag of Fritos, and you open it up, and inside is broccoli.
Okay.
All right? So you decide, well, I've been trying to eat healthy lately anyway, so this is a good snack. You take a bite of the broccoli, and inside is chocolate. Okay? And the chocolate just starts oozing all over your hands and all over your shirt, and it gets all over your blue sports coat. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to wipe it off. So you go up to the front desk and you grab a National Enquirer and you start rubbing off the chocolate, trying to get it off, but it's not coming off. So you grab a can of Coca-Cola and you put it on the National Enquirer and you start rubbing it off with the Coca-Cola to help it come off.
Okay.
This makes your shirt turn into a red polo. All right? But you're like, you know what? You like the style. It looks pretty good on you, so you're pretty happy with it. Just then, you look down the hall, and there's a big bull. All right? And you look at the bull, and it's snarling at you, and it's getting ready to charge because you're in all red, right? And it's ready to come at you when it stands up on its hind legs and grabs a plastic guitar off of the shelf and starts playing you a song. Okay? All right, now, for you at home, I want you to try and follow along and see if you can also figure out all the parts of this story. All right, babe, so what comes crashing through the wall?
The yellow fish.
A yellow fish. And what does the yellow fish have come out of its mouth?
Bubbles.
And what's in the bubble?
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton. And what does Bill Clinton grab out of his pocket?
Red marbles.
And he throws them on the floor, and what happens?
The star.
They turn into a star.
They turn into a star.
Right. So what's inside of the star?
Walmart.
Walmart. So you go into Walmart, and what's inside?
Bags of Fritos.
Bags of Fritos. So you're feeling hungry, so you grab a bag of Fritos and open it up, and then what do you see?
Broccoli.
Broccoli. So you decided that you like this healthy snack anyways. You take a bite, and what is inside?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts pouring all over your what?
Blue jacket.
Your blue jacket. Right. So you go up to the front desk to clean it off with what?
A National Enquirer.
National Enquirer. But it's not coming off. So what do you use?
Coca-Cola.
Right. You use the Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what happens to the shirt when you use the Coca-Cola?
It turns into a red polo.
It turns into a red polo. And then you look down the aisle, and what do you see?
The bull.
A big bull. And then the big bull's about to charge, but it stands on his hind legs and grabs what off the shelf?
A plastic guitar.
A plastic guitar.
And it starts playing me a song.
Right, exactly. All right, so now try and pause a little bit so people who are watching this can try to do this as well. So give it a second before you answer. But in order, what are those 15 words? Starting from what crashes through the wall?
Fish. Bubbles. Bill Clinton. Red marbles. Star. Walmart. Fritos. Broccoli. Chocolate. Blue jacket. National Enquirer. Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
Red polo. Bull. Plastic guitar.
Plastic guitar. Boom. And what it's saying is with this type of technique, you're able to improve your memory because you're utilizing both your right and left side of your brain, right? You're actually creating a crazy scenario and you're visualizing it, and it's helping you to remember those crazy words of what you were trying to remember. And this is a technique that is taught for you to help improve your memory. Pretty cool stuff, right?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that was one of the first exercises of this course. And it says that this course is all about techniques. That's what we're going to be doing for the rest of this. So if you're interested in learning more cool techniques that are taught by Mentored by a Millionaire, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And always remember, the world is all yours.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next will be a personality test. In the next video, we're going to be going over a personality test and why some things are hard for you but easy for others, and why some things are easy for you but hard for others. So you can focus on the things that work best for you. So if that is also something that you're interested in, make sure you subscribe, and we will see you then.